Right, we're going to go over a nerve glide for the obturator nerve. The obturator nerve starts in your lumbar spine, and the nerve roots come from L2, L3, and L4, and it runs down deep in the front of your pelvis and out through this cute little hole in your pelvis right here, and then it runs along your inner thigh. When the obturator nerve has more tension, you can feel tension along the inside of your thigh, or even sort of on the bottom side of your pelvic floor, or like the front side of your groin. There's testing a physical therapist can do to rule in or out the obturator nerve specifically, but if you do have obturator nerve tension, a nerve glide is a really helpful thing to do. I'm going to show you two versions here. I'm going to set the pelvis down. Version 1, we're going to have the leg out in front of you. So if I want to mobilize the obturator nerve on my left side, here's what's going to happen. Left foot's going to go in front of right foot. And I've got a little plate on the ground. My pinky toe and my toe next to my pinky toe are up on that plate to tilt my foot to the side just a little bit. From here, I'm going to rotate my leg outward away from midline a little bit. So if this is midline, my leg's going to end up rotated out like so. So we've got leg rotated out away from body, and I'm doing that by rotating my body away from that side, and then essentially from here I'm lunging forward and then back out of that position, and forward and then back out of that position. For a nerve glide, you really shouldn't feel much. If a nerve glide is done correctly, it mobilizes the nerve and it glides the nerve and the tissue around it, but it doesn't pull on both ends of the nerve, so it doesn't tension it, so you shouldn't feel a stretch. That's a different type of nerve exercise, and typically one that's given later on in a program versus a nerve glide is when things are relatively acute and we're trying to settle things down. The second version of this, which is going to tension the obturator nerve a little bit more but encourage it to glide and slide a little bit better, is if we put the leg that we're working on behind us. So if we do, again, pinky toe and toe next to pinky toe on the side of a plate or a book, something to tip your pinky toe side up a little bit, and then we're going to lunge forward a little bit. Body again is going to turn away from leg, so leg is at an angle to the body, and then the same thing, we're lunging forward, we're coming back up, lunging forward, coming back up. This is where it might feel a little bit stretchy here. We're not going for a really intense stretch, we're looking for a really mild stretch or no stretch at all. So you're going to let that guide how far or how deep you go into this. Nerves are picky about what they like, so more of these isn't always better. I usually tell people start out with 2 rounds of 10, and if you feel fine with 2 rounds of 10, we might take that up a little bit from there, but we're not going to start with a zillion rounds of these at first.